Alright guys, today we'll have to talk a little bit about settings. We all know them, we love them, we hate them, we change them when things go bad, we praise them for the reasoning why things go well once in a while as well. For one of the most commonly talked topics, it's the sensitivity. I'm using 400 dpi, 1000 Hz on the mouse, and in game I'm using 2.4. That's a good sensitivity for me. It makes me able to, from one end of the mousepad to the other, to cover 360 degrees. So no matter what position people are coming from, I can always turn around 180 degrees if I have my mouse in the middle of the mousepad. I think it's good for the flicks with the AWP. I think it's slowly enough for controlling the spray and the taps with my rifle as well. In terms of the resolution, I play with the 4x3, 1280x960. It's the best res in the game. You know it, you should change to it if you don't use it. I've always had a good success with this, and I play it stretched, not black bars, just like many other pro players. Yeah, I guess there's like not a lot of like logical explanation to why playing with this resolution is better, because you can see it with the 16:9 resolutions that you have more vision, more FOV, but yeah, it just feels better, it feels more natural. In terms of view model, I'm using the preset position 3 in my configuration, and I think that's also the default one in Counter-Strike. If we take a quick look at my video settings in-game, usually with the global shadow quality on medium, the model texture detail on low. In terms of the monitor, I'm playing with a ZOWIE monitor, a BenQ monitor at home. And I've always done this, it's always been my preferred monitor. It's also the one that we use at the tournaments. They've just been an industry leader for many years due to the good colors and the amount of hertz. There's not like screen tearing, there's a low ms on the monitor, and yeah, this is the reason why all the pros are using this monitor. For the most part, when I go to a tournament, this is the first thing that I need to set up is the monitor. I always just go to the system and I use reset all, because sometimes another pro player has been sitting there before me and maybe he's changed some settings that I'm not really looking into too much, so I always just reset. I put black equalizer, I usually have this on 14, color vibrance, I have this on 14 as well. Low blue light, 0, gamma, I usually put this on 2. Color temperature, I use it on user defined when it's like important games and matches. One or two more things maybe you can talk about of like settings that I have in game. If you look at my radar on the left, when I press on the side button, the mouse 5 on my mouse, it's like zooming in on the radar. So sometimes if I'm in a position where I'm in a smoke and I need to navigate through the smoke where I don't have any vision, I press this button to enhance the image to make it bigger, and then I can easily navigate through a smoke grenade, for example, in a narrow choke point. I also have this one on my mouse wheel, where you can see I'm changing, I'm switching hands. There can be some scenarios, some positions where the hand, like the model of the gun or your hands are like, they are blocking some vision that you need to look at, and then I'm swapping around. So it's not that often that it ends up happening, but when it does, it's nice to have. This one command, which for me is very important as a sniper, it's in your console, CL_crosshair_sniper_ width, I'm not sure how to pronounce this in English, but the default one is 1, and I'm using 2. It's like way more thick, and the other one is it's simply too thin, and when I'm sneaking around I think it gets a little bit too blurry sometimes, so I like to play with 2. The only disadvantage it can be is sometimes if you're holding like really tight pixel angles, it can like block that vision, but that's very rare. So it gives me more precision, I feel more comfortable in my shots, and yeah, a lot of other players use this as well. I know stavn uses it also. So this was a look into what settings I use when I play. A lot of people are looking into the perfect recipe and settings, and the answer is there's no perfect recipe. You have to figure out what works for you and give it some time, try and believe in it. Maybe you can look at what some of the pros are doing, because surely that must be working, but just find out what is the most comfortable for you and stick to it for a while. See you for the next episode of ZOWIE Esports Class, Play Like a Pro.